Welcome back everyone, let's play Final Fantasy Legend 2, the 4 Monster Challenge Party. Speaking of parties, our party is in the final world. We have gathered 76 of the 77 magi that make up the statue of the goddess Isis. However, when we look at the prism magi, that tells you how many magi are in this world, it said there were 2 magi, which would mean that the total amount of magi is 78, not 77 like the Guardian said. Did they just miscount? I wonder what the discrepancy is. We'll eventually find out soon. In the meantime, I'm going to be fighting some monsters here. Any group of monsters that still has a Watcher in it, I want to fight because I need Bentley to eat the Watcher meat to transform into a Skyland monster. That'll set him up for his final transformation. Both Bentley and Flapjack, they're one away from their final transformation, and their final transformation will be obtained by eating the mini-boss meat in the last dungeon in the game. Hey, it's Apollo. Welcome, I was waiting for you for so long. Waiting? Yes. I know you now have 76 magi, and I have the 77th one right in my hands. Either you or I will get it all. You change your mind? Well, I don't care. I'm not gonna let you take them. Very well, come, my man. And these 2 birds appear, but we only have to fight one of them. Use the Aegis Seal to protect ourselves, because he can use the gas attacks and flame attacks. We can also try to, with Flapjack, we can try to use the stone gaze. This boss is actually susceptible to stone, although he kind of has a good resistance to it. I'll try toward the end to use it, but I just try to do a little bit of damage. So I scrolled pretty fast there, but one of the things Bentley has is an ability called Absorb. Absorb is basically attacks an enemy and steals their hit points, so it allows you to attack and heal at the same time. It would be nice if we would be able to get Mycroft and Pippin then to those Mona swords later on, because they have the Absorb. Basically, at the end game, we want all of our monsters to have an Absorb-like ability, because that will allow them to attack and heal, and that's going to be very important to defeat the final boss. And we just defeated that boss by turning it to stone. What are you going to do now, Apollo? Well, I see you're strong. Now let me show you something. He brings back all our friends. There's Taro, Hannah, Flora, Leon, Lynn, Key. Basically, he says, give us the Magi, or I'm gonna, hurt your friends. So Bentley gives away all the Magi. Apollo says he's gonna use the Magi, and Apollo's like, says, I'm gonna use the Magi and become a god. And they're like, no, you can't do that. But he doesn't care about the rumors that the Guardians spread. And speaking of Guardians, here comes one right now. It's Dad. Dad? Oh, you're alive. Of course. Don't give it up yet, Bentley. We still haven't found the last Magi. But then it will make it 78 altogether. It is not true that there were 77 Magi due to the statue of the goddess Isis. Apollo was still missing a Magi. What? We said there were 77 to protect them from abuses. Where's the last one? It's in the final dungeon. And it's not really the final dungeon, because we have another dungeon after this. It'll be beyond this door, but we can't open this door. We need another Magi. We need more Magi. We need the final Magi, which is going to be in the final dungeon. This is where we're going to start giving Dad a bunch of those items that he's been holding on to. We're going to give him the Flare Book and the Hakate Boots. Hakate Boots are going to boost his mana up by 15. Flare, like I said, is the strongest magic in the game. It's mana times 13. And we're going to increase Dad's magic stat by giving him these 3 magic potions. Each of them will increase his magic by 3. So he'll have 84 mana, and then the body potions give him an extra 40 hit points, so he has 80 extra total now. That'll help him with survivability, because when we end up fighting Apollo, it's important that Dad has to survive that fight. So, giving him that extra 80 hit points can, sometimes make the difference. Heal ourselves up here. We must get magi before Apollo uses them. Well, like everything in this game, there's not really a timed event. It's not like you have a certain amount of time to go into this dungeon. You can, if you want, this store sells doors. You can go back to places. If you didn't do like the nasty dungeon, you can go back with Dad now in your party and go get treasure there. We already did that, so. And we came back alive from the final dungeon. We'll make an exception to that. You can go to the central shrine for the pillar in this world. The coffee shop. What one? Yes, the boss monster in Final Dungeon is strong against paralysis, sleep, poison, and even the magic of death. However, they noticed that they didn't say the magic of stone. So once again, we're going to try to have Flapjack turn the monster into stone. The Final Dungeon is awfully long. Best to take tents with you. They work the same as inns. We're going to buy a few tents then. Not for the final dungeon, but for the last dungeon in the game. Feels weird saying, you know, not the final dungeon, because there's a dungeon after the final dungeon. It's the final dungeon in name only. So, it's actually a little smaller than the nasty dungeon, but all the monsters are the level 8 monsters that you found on the last floor of the nasty dungeon. So it's a little bit tougher. Luckily Dad's here to help us out. He has a similar loadout to how he used to have. Instead of having the gold sword, now he has a defense sword. Instead of having the submachine guns, he has a Vulcan cannon. And his Blitz whip has been replaced with a Magnum. He still has the cure book. He also has a heal staff. So Dad is pretty well equipped. And his stats improved quite a bit. He's been doing some level grinding while he was away. Sun Sword, strongest single targeting sword in the game. Can critical hit undead monsters. So like skeletons, zombies, ghosts. It's good for like a strength building robot. Up here. Keep running into all these dragons. Potential option for meat when we get to level 9 monsters for Pippin and Mycroft to eat. So the only meat we want to eat right now is that Watcher meat. This dungeon always is kind of creepy. It kind of with the faces and in the wall, kind of makes you think of like Grinstar in Metroid. That's kind of like a plant-based area. When I played the original Metroid, I didn't think I was going to end up playing Super Metroid, but that's going to be a future Let's Play of mine. Mainly because I was afraid to play it because that's a pretty tough game and I don't have the skill to do some of the tricks in it, but yeah, I play like the everyday gamer, so if I can go through it, then somebody else can go through it too, so but it'll be a nice for the playlist. And then I have these other 2 Metroid games. I use them in finger quotes for Zelda Classics. One kind is an unauthorized sequel of Super Metroid. So playing Super Metroid will tie in well to that, and the other one is just kind of a homage to the first 3 Metroids. Metroid, Samus Returns, and Super Metroid. We still can't find any Watcher. Dad, when we talked with him earlier, he basically said the same thing that guy in the pub said. You know, the Final Magi's got a really, really strong monster. He's going to be a familiar monster if you've seen my playthrough of the Final Fantasy Legend, the first one, or Final Fantasy, any of my playthroughs of Final Fantasy 1. So we just keep on heading up. we go. Finally got a watcher here. We've lost the Aegis shield because of Apollo took all our magi, so he can't give us this defense against all magic attacks. So that stinks because the cockatrices can turn us into stone. You never really want to try to attack cockatrices with physical attack, because you saw the first one there was waiting for the attack. If you hit it with a physical attack, it'll counter with a stone skin, and that'll turn whoever hits it into stone. And we got blinded again, so we're gonna have to buy some eye drops and maybe some soft potions after this. Luckily, blind really only affects your physical attacks. It doesn't really affect the magical attacks that Flapjack is using. So we technically don't have to heal the blind, but it's just obsessive compulsive makes me want to heal it. Just don't want characters looking like they're blind. They have that dull gray pattern to them. We avoided that petrification. Bentley being a sword, he's also strong against petrification, so that's good. And we got the raw meat. And here, we're going to get the Excalibur sword. It's like the Gungnir's spear, it never misses. It automatically calculates as if you had a strength of 70. If you have below 70, if you have greater than 70, then that's just extra bonus. It attacks an entire group of enemies. But the advantage the Excalibur has over the Gungnir is Excalibur has no durability, so it's a forever weapon. It used to be a Wizards and Warrior type choose your own adventure book, and the Warrior had a sword called the Golden Lion, and it was made from the same material that Excalibur was made of, and it had etched in its hilt forever, because it was indestructible. I usually just choose your own adventure books. You just did the Fighting Fantasy by Steve Jackson, Ian Livingstone. I got a few of them from the library when the library was getting rid of old books. But they were so used by the library they ended up falling apart. I was a minimalist. I might can buy updated versions of them on like Amazon. The time when I was in the library, they only had like the first, I think up to maybe the first 12 of them. No luck with the meat again. But I said that we don't need the new monster until we fight Apollo. So if we don't get it here, we can just farm that meat a little later. Let's heal ourselves up here. We got the boss monster here. You can see it's a robot. Heal up. Save just to be safe. Remember, now that Odin's been defeated, if we lose a battle, it's game over. And it's the war mech again. I think it's neat how they have number 2 on the war mech there, because I guess the number 1 war mech was the one we fought in Final Fantasy Legend 1. So this guy, we can just hit him with all our best attacks. So that's Dad's defense sword. We don't want to use Dad's flare book. We're going to save all this, all the charges of flare for Apollo. Like I said, if we get lucky, we won't have to worry about defeating him with damage. Flapjack's stone gears will eventually land. Dad's heal stacks are going to come really handy here, because pretty much all of Warmech's attacks are group hitting. He uses that missile, which does like 300 to 400 damage on your characters, and then he uses nuke bomb, which does a little over 500. So it's important that we use that heal stack to heal ourselves up. Luckily he's slow, so Dad will always outspeed him and be able to heal our characters up. So as long as you have a full usage of the heal staff, you should be able to take him out without much problem. because Dad will heal you up before he gets to attack you again. And agility is so important in this game. One stat to rule them all. He was nice there, played nice, he was only on the missile. We didn't play nice because we finally turned him into stone. Alright, now we get the Heart Magi. We can put that Magi on a character, and basically you use that Magi, and it brings any character who's been defeated back to life. Any character who's still alive, it'll bring them back to full health. So it's basically like a safety reset during battle. Let's see if we can get this Watcher meat here. We'll want to equip that on one of our characters. We'll probably put it on Flapjack, because he's in the back row. He's most likely, least likely to get hit. So he has the best survivability chance. So if we need to, he can use it in the fight against Apollo. And we got the Watcher meat. So now we got a Skylar here. They have a wall ability just like our two nymphs, Mycroft and Pippin have. And that'll be good. Sell this loot here. And then we'll buy some tents. We're buying the stuff off there's this Bode guy here. Now if we use the door, because we don't have the Pegasus Magi anymore, if we use the door to go back to another world, that guy will always be in the world, because we can't jump from world to world now with Celestial Pillar, because we don't have the Magi required to open the doors. So in order to prevent you from soft locking the game, this guy is going to be like in every town, so you can always buy more doors if you run out of doors. So you can always just end up warping back to this final town. Hey, we maxed out our gold. And we'll buy that eye drop just to take care of the blind Flapjack. Buy stone soft just for safety. Rearrange that stuff. If you really want to just burn through the final dungeon in the game, not the final dungeon, but the last dungeon, you can just buy a whole bunch of tents and elixirs, because the crutch character we're going to get after Dad leaves the party has a flare ability, a built-in flare ability, and can pretty much one-shot pretty much every single monster group in the game. There's a few that have more than 1,000 hit points, so those ones she can't, but most monster groups. So you basically just, every single fight you get in, you spam the flare spell, and then after 5 fights, use tent to recharge her flare abilities, and then just keep going like that. So let's give that Magi, like I said, we'll give it to Flapjack in the back. Use that Magi to head into the Celestial Pillar here. Move stuff around here with Dad a little bit. The most important thing that Dad's going to have here is the flare and the heal staff. So we're going to put them basically near the top, and the book underneath it just for order's sake. Obsessive compulsive again. Alright, let's step on here. And like that one person said, this takes us to the Central Shrine. We got a little bit of a glimpse of this as we walked around, but next episode we're actually going to head inside it and confront Apollo, and hopefully he hasn't used the Magi yet. Take care, see you then. We must get the Magi before Apollo uses them. Let's see if we do. Take care. Bye!